My name is still Neal, and this is my art speech. For the purpose of this speech, I took Frankenstein, Daydreaming of a 50s pinup girl, which is number 26, which at a glance, the artist seems to be suggesting to aim high, which, good, great. Have goals and achieve them, classic motivational stuff. Machiavelli said something along the lines of, make like the clever archer in life who, in order to hit the distant target, aims high. Instead of aiming directly at it, that way his arrow will fly further. Which, sum that up basically means, try and be the best you can possibly be if you want to be good at something. And you know what, you might just end up good at it. You might just end up the best at it, you never know. So, aim high, try to become the best you can be. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, you never know, when your proverbial arrow, might hit that proverbial kite or tree branch or whatever, and, you find yourself admired in greatness. Or maybe it's not that. Perhaps young men and women, Frankenstein or Herman Munster, more likely, is daydreaming that he is a smoking hot 50s pinup girl, which is an interesting suggestion. You may or may not know this, but we as individuals utterly control our own reality. You can decide to be happy, sad, angry, or whatever. You can be that high-minded stoic, or you can be that bubbly, outgoing lunatic. For example, I know you're all indoctrinated space robots who were put on this earth to tempt me down various paths of evil. So, cat's out of the bag, folks. You can all stop doing that crap. Does any of that have any bearing on your reality, though? Nope. You know what? I very much doubt it. Here's a fun fact. If you can completely control an individual's environment, you can control their reality. It's called brainwashing, and it's super, super easy. As you're all well aware of, as I'm sure you're all aware of, being freaking robots that you are, what do you think military boot camps are? The problem is they're way too short, and their methods have been greatly diluted by Congress and Mothers of America and stuff like that. But it's still partially effective, and you can see that when folks come back. They're pretty hilarious. They'll be marching in step, they'll have that glassy look in their eyes, and if you yell at them, they'll walk up and they'll start screaming straight at the top of their lungs. It's really funny. As we continue to frolic around in my digressions, though, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is another way to affect and control another individual's reality. Kindly observe the following anecdotal evidence. Frederick Sellis, whom you may know better as Alan Quatermain, was a fictional character created by a British author based on the exploits of a real dude in Africa, a real European fellow. Gave his namesake to a unit of Rhodesian Special Forces called the Cell Scouts, who were probably the most successful counterinsurgents, one of the most successful counterinsurgency units to date, accounting for more than 68% of the enemy's casualties inflicted during the Rhodesian Bush War, which lasted, about 10 years, maybe longer. What they were doing was they were taking captured insurgents, and instead of executing them, which was, the general practice at the time, they were treating their wounds, giving them clothes, feeding them, and offering them a salary to work for the government. And they became some of that country's staunchest supporters during that war. In a decade that they were operating and using those methods, they only failed to turn one insurgent, which is pretty impressive considering they did it to hundreds and hundreds of them. What I'm trying to make is that reality is a very powerful thing, which, if that is the general thrust of the artist, is a very powerful expression. But probably, Herman Munster is just daydreaming about being, smoking hot chick or something. So.